Hi everyone, we welcome you to this first live release of the new features in Jaltest software that, as you know, thanks to the development of our more than 150 professionals, we update 3 times per year.
This new version of the software, Jaltest 22.2, offers once again new features and improvements that show that this tool is a benchmark for multi-brand diagnosis of industrial and agricultural vehicles, of highway applications, material handling equipment, and vessels.
We want to start now talking about our coverage, currently with more than 600 brands, 14,000 models, around 36,000 systems with wiring diagrams, and 45,000 systems with technical information.
These data make Jaltest the most powerful and complete multi-brand diagnostic tool in the market. So now what we're going to do is to show you the new features of this new version 22.2. And for that, we're going to connect live with some of our colleagues who are located in different parts of the world. So make sure you don't miss it and stay tuned.
We start now with the tools for commercial vehicles, commonly known as Jaltest CV. For this, we count with Marcos Obispo, Sales Director for CV, who is located in Miami, Florida. Hello, Marcos. What do you have to share with us?
Hello everybody, welcome to Jaltest Diagnostics. This is Marcos, and today I'm here to introduce you some of the new things that we have prepared for you in the 22.2 version of the software for commercial vehicles. As you can see, we have chosen the location of one of our users. We are in a school district and they are using Jaltest for the repair of different makes and models. As you can see, they have internationals over here, they have Thomasville, they have Bluebird, all the way back to the end. So pretty much everything for engines, transmissions, brakes, all that. So today, I don't want to talk about school buses, of course. I will just mention 3-4 things that we have improved, we have added to the software so that everybody can enjoy it. So just come with me, I will show you in the software. I'm gonna start by international, given that we have this beautiful bus here from international. We have worked a lot during the last versions to introduce and to add more wiring schematics for the full vehicle, not just for electronic systems, but for the full vehicle. And in this version, you will find even more models with the wiring schematics. Also, within international, you will find more technical information for several models, like for example, the HX or the LT. Like if you come with me, I will show you on the software. All right. So from the main screen, as always, we can filter by vehicle category. So we go heavy duty, and then we go international, of course, and we filter here and we go HX. So we just pick one of these models, and you can see the vehicle data here to the left. Okay. So as you can see, different types of information. We have information regarding the liquid quality and quantity for the transmission, for the differential oil, for the AdBlue and DEF, for the air conditioning, a little bit of everything. So you have all this information that is not always easy to find. So you have everything right here, one click away. Also, you have for the braking system, for example, the tightening torques, all the specifications, so you know how to fix in the screws. All right, so everything is going to be right here to make your repairs even easier. But international is not the only make that we have improved. Of course, we work in all the models, in all the systems, in all the brands. So if we jump to the transmissions, let's focus now in Allison. In Allison, we have improved the system display so that you can see even more clear the change of the gears. Okay, so let's go here to the manufacturer's screen and let's filter by Allison here, for example. All right, and we go for here to the 3-4000 series. We go to the 4th, 5th generation right here. Okay, already. And from here, just click on connect, and you go to monitoring and you go to the system display. You will see that right now the system display has changed slightly from the previous version. Right now, as you can see, it's gonna be like a dynamic, so it's gonna change the gears as long as you change your gears, of course. So it's more accurate to the reality. So this is one of the cool things that we have prepared in Allison. There are other things also in this manufacturer, like for example, we have the display of the ECU complete for the configuration, so you can see the configuration very easily. So for example, let's go here and let's go back already. Let's go to parameters, and you have the system configuration. So this is something new that you didn't have before, but right now you can see the VIN identification, the VIN number, okay, the vehicle identification number, you have the control unit serial number, you have the calibration data, you have the ECU installation number. So all this detailed information that was kind of missing during the last versions, now you have everything here for these Allison models, which is kind of cool. Also, we have worked a lot in the new systems of Cummins. Okay, we have much more bidirectional controls, like dealer level controls regarding the after treatment system. For example, the AdBlue, the pump, like maintenance actuation, and so on. So many new things. So I just invite you guys to check the software whenever it's ready. Okay, you will see, as always, the pop-up window at the bottom of your screen. So whenever it's ready, just click on it, download it, and install it, because as I said before, we have worked a lot to make the software even better. So guys, thank you very much for your help. I hope that you can join us in this new version and you enjoy it. Thank you so much, and see you soon.
Thank you very much, Marcos, for this incredible live stream from the USA. And now we're going to continue with more news of Jaltest CV for commercial vehicles. And we're doing it with our colleague, José María Reguillo, Global Truck, Trailer and Bus Diagnostics Manager, who is in a workshop in Spain. Hello, José María.
Hello everyone, this is José María Reguillo, Global Diagnostic Manager for trucks, trailers and buses. I'm glad to be here with all of you in this live presentation of the new Jaltest 22.2 version. Today we're in this shot with this beautiful Scania R450 model, and especially we are going to see one of the outstanding features that the new version has released, especially related with the NOx sensors. As you can see here, we have over here the selective catalyst reduction component, and we detected the fault code 4382. That indicate us the NOx sensor is reading values out of the operation. As you can see here, we decided to replace by a Kojali part with this specific part number that we make sure that is compatible with this specific vehicle and VIN number. So, in order to make sure that the new component and the new NOx sensor is reading within the correct operating values, we will use our sub equipment, Jaltest, in order to carry out this operation. For that, we will use our vehicle communication interface, the Jaltest Link V9, the OBD2 connector, and our laptop with the latest Jaltest version installed. As we will use Bluetooth mode, we don't need nothing more. In this side, you will find the OBD2 connector. Remember that Jaltest software will guide you in all the diagnostic repair process, so all the locations and for sure wiring diagrams and more information will be provided by the software. We connect and plug in the OBD2 connector to the Jaltest Link and connect to the diagnostic port. Then remember to make sure that the blue LED is on in order to make sure that we have enough power supply. Finally, we just need to make sure that we have the key on. So let's go to turn the key on, and we will be able to establish the communication with the vehicle. The key is now on, and let's go to connect with Jaltest. In the main menu, we select the vehicle type, truck in this case, and Scania brand. Filter by the new R series and select the model name, 450. As we are going to see the new functionalities regarding the anti-pollution system, we filter by anti-pollution and we will see the specific system EEC3 that manages all the exhaust gas treatment system. Double click on it or click on the connect button in order to establish a communication with the control unit. In this case, the unit reference has been not recognized, but since that we have internet connection active, we will search the specific system variant in our database and we will be able to identify this new ECU, even that in the current version is not integrated. But thanks to connect to our central services, we are able to provide better coverage and advanced functionalities. So remember to take into account these specific messages and connect to our server in order to get extra coverage in those cases. In the diagnosis menu, we verify that there are not errors stored in the memory. So if we go to the system checks menu, we will see the new functionality that we are talking about, the NOx sensors. One of the initial requirements are that there are not several errors present in the control unit, as you can see there. So we are good to proceed. And the next initial condition that we must meet are the engine must be off and the key on. Also, it's important to take into account to disable the exhaust pipe at the inlet of the SCR, maintaining the electrical connections, or make sure that the vehicle was parked during a long time in order to make sure that all the exhaust gases are fresh and without any pollution values that may modify the reading. Take into account that this specific process will basically read the correct operation of the zero value. So as you can see here in this step, the diagnostic tool Jaltest are commanding the heating up process for the NOx sensors. So the NOx sensors have an internal resistance into it in order to be able to measure the correct values. So at this moment, during 1 minute and a half, we are in the heating phase in order to have the NOx sensor ready to continue with the next step. So don't worry that you see all the different ppm values. Ppm means parts per million, varies a lot during these first 90 seconds. Little by little, you will see that the values are starting to be stable, and then we will be able to go advance to the next step and make sure that the zero value are within the correct values allowed by the ECM. Alright, so the NOx sensors are heated up. So as you can see there are a counter of 40 seconds left that we will be reading during this time the ppm values for the NOx sensors before and after the SCR. After this process, we will get some results, and basically the allowance values are that the difference between both values must not be more than 10 ppm, and the maximum zero value for both sensors are 50 ppm. So as you can see in the results, those are the average values for the NOx sensors before and after the SCR. The difference between the average values of NOx sensors has been only 3 ppm, so we are good because the maximum difference allowed is 10, and both ppm values read during the process had been less than 50 ppm. We were reading, as you saw, values regarding 5, 10 ppm. So as you can see here, the new NOx sensor installed is working good, and the test result given by Jaltest is okay. So that means that the component is working good. Continue with the process, and the next step is to turn off the ignition and install the exhaust pipe. Once again, we will need to turn the ignition key on and continue with the action. As we said before, the vehicle was parked during a long time, so we didn't need to do that. But take into account that you should carry out all the initial conditions and all the consideration that Jaltest provides. Otherwise, you may have bad results or inaccurate results. Finally, continue. And as you know, it's highly recommended to read fault codes at the end of the process. So remember that we have here a shortcut button in order to read the ECU memory. Click on that, and yes, there are not codes stored in the memory. So we disconnect to the system, end the diagnostic session, and we can create our diagnostic report with this specific diagnostic process. Thanks for watching. We hope to see you in the next version 22.3. I'm sure that we will have too many new functionalities.
Thank you very much for this fantastic video that I assume will be really appreciated by our mechanics who are following us on social media. Apart from these new 2 features in Jaltest software presented by our colleagues, we have many more in this video.
As we continue with the news, we would like to move on to our multi-brand diagnostics tool for agricultural machinery, Jaltest AGV. And for that, we are going to connect live with our colleague Enrique Sevilla, team manager for software development of AGV, who is in Spain.
Hello everyone, it's a pleasure for me to be here today and show you some of the Jaltest AGV innovation of 22.2 version release. My name is Enrique Sevilla, I am the AGV team manager, and here we are in Albacete with this beautiful Jaltest R. First of all, I would like to tell some of the innovation, like transmission or relay calibration in Deutschfahrt 5G series. Also, we can name the new FPT engine system in low power tractor of thin age group, and also we can name the new troubleshooting by error code in Sisu engine, as known as ASCO power. Okay, in this workshop we are going to have the opportunity to calibrate the angle sensor of this tractor. This tractor has installed an auto guidance system which is used to drive the vehicle along predefined paths. Nowadays, it's more common to see this kind of system in the tractor because it allows work with more precision and it's more comfortable for us. Let's go to calibrate this angle sensor with Jaltest. Well, here in Jaltest, we have to select tractor, search for John Deere brand, and the model of this tractor is a 6155R, and then we have to choose 6R series. Now we are going to perform a quick system scan in order to know how system that the tractor has installed. This functionality is perfect to know what electronic control unit we have, and in this version 22.2 we have been able to reduce the time of this quick system scan. Only we have to wait a few seconds, and in a moment we have all the system. Well, the quick system scan is finished, and here we can see the auto guidance system. We will have to perform the calibration when some steer component has been replaced, or due to the normal use, the components has been worked out, and we have to readjust the steering system to get an optimal performance. To start, we must meet some initial condition. We have to turn on the engine and set the speed at 1200 RPM, like we can see in Jaltest. And we have to be seated on the tractor, and we need more than 0 Celsius degrees in hydraulic oil. Right now we have to drive the tractor. Okay, we have to drive the tractor for a few meters at a speed lower than 5 km per hour. More or less, I think it's enough. And continue with the process. From now on, the calibration continued automatically, turning wheel itself until the control unit is able to know what the wheels have reached their maximum position. During the process, we can see how zeros change into X when electronic control unit have obtained the new position value for angle sensor. And here we are the angle sensor calibrated. Well, this is all from my side. Thank you very much for your attention, and my colleagues will continue. See you soon.
Thank you very much, Enrique, for this presentation. In addition to this new feature, in version 22.2 for Jaltest AGV, we have much more. Let's see in this video.
We've got more news to give you, and now it is the turn of our multi-brand diagnostics tool for construction equipment, Jaltest OHW. And for this, we're going to connect live on air with our colleague Jorge Verdejo, Diagnostics Sales and Training in USA, who is connecting live with us from Miami.
Hello guys, how is everything going? We are here today near the Everglades with our friends of Atlas Recycling. Today I'm going to talk about the new innovations of Jaltest 22.2 in off-highway, okay? So there are many new things as always in the software. For example, we have a new brand that is Giant for compact equipment. We have new models for our friends of Sunny Equipment. Innovations in Bobcat compact equipment in the compact excavators with new capabilities in Jaltest. And also, for example, as always, new stuff in Caterpillar for the C9.3 engines, or for example, hydraulic calibrations in the dozers D series and transmission calibrations on the M series models, okay? There are many things also for Volvo, for John Deere, for Case and other equipment. But today I'm gonna talk about one of my favorite one, that is the accessibility for one of the main engines that we have in the off-highway industry, that are the Isuzu engines, okay? So we have developed two new connectors, one with 8 pins, another one with 6 pins, that are gonna be very useful for the customers that work with the John Deere excavators, and also, like this beautiful Hitachi that we have here, Hitachi excavators, okay? So we can find those Isuzu engines there, and before we used to connect with them with multi-pins, but right now it's not needed anymore, so we are gonna use this connector. So come close, I'm gonna show you how we are gonna place them. All right, so for this Hitachi excavator, we have two connectors that we are gonna use. This very known connector that is for the Hitachi hydraulics, cabin modules and body controls, that is very common also in John Deere excavators. And this port is gonna be placed on the cabin, okay? And it's gonna allow us to communicate with the hydraulics and all the Hitachi stuff. But when it comes to do the maintenance and the diagnostics on the Isuzu engines, we are gonna need this new connector. So I'm gonna place it right now. I'm gonna show you how it works. All right. Then we are gonna need to put power supply here. So for that, I already placed the gators in the battery to feed the connector. And then as always, we are gonna feed the link using the OBD2, okay? So we place it here. All right, there we go. And now it's time to go to the software, look for off-highway, heavy-duty, Hitachi, and our model, okay? So let's go. Okay, so in order to connect to this excavator, we are gonna select heavy-duty equipment. Then we look for the manufacturer, Hitachi, and then the model. Let me check which one is the model, 1 second. Okay, so it's a ZX Series 200. So let's go for CX 200 series. Okay, so as I mentioned before, we have two different connectors, and we can see here that we have different systems that we can connect with Jaltest. We have two engines that can be in this excavator. Both of them are going to be the Isuzu engines, in which we are going to use the connector that we have already placed. And the other ones, they are going to work with the Hitachi connector that we have seen before. So let's connect to the engine and see what cover we have with Jaltest and all the capabilities that we have in the software. So in this case, it's a engine with the SCR. So we select the DPF and SCR. We click on Connect, and we arrive to the Diagnostics menu. As you know, this menu is always the same regardless the system and regardless the manufacturer in which we connect. So for example, for the Diagnostics, we have to click on this option. And in this case, if we want to run some capabilities, we are going to need to click on the other options that we have below. So for example, in this case, I'm going to go for monitoring, leave data selection. And here we can check, for example, pressures, temperatures, and different sensors of the engine in order to test the performance of the engine. So we can go for pressure, for example, and temperature. And we are now able to see how they are performing. Okay, as always, we have some warning lamps, additional information. All the software is always supported with the schematics and information about the components and some technical information. And as most of you are wondering if we cover these Isuzu engines, this after treatment system, I'm going to show you how. We are going to click on maintenance, and here we have all the tests for the regens, for example, or all the resets that we are going to need anytime we replace a sensor or a component of the after treatment. Okay, so the coverage is a dealer level. We have calibrations as well, system checks. We can perform, for example, a cylinder cutout, and many different things that, as always, we bring with every software update. And in this case, with the 22.2, we offer you the total coverage for the Isuzu engines that are available, once again, in Hitachi, Case excavators, and John Deere heavy-duty excavators as well. So, well, I hope you enjoy this 22.2 version of Highway, and see you around. I leave you with the rest of innovations. Thank you, guys.
To continue with the news of Jaltest Highway, we are now connecting live with our colleague Teresa Navarro, Team Manager for Software Development of Highway, who is in Spain. Please, go on, Teresa.
Hello, everyone. Yes, today we are in Madrid with this compact dumper Walker Newson DB19, where we are going to see some of the innovation of Jaltest for new version 22.2. Well, as you know, this version is already available, and in it we can find a large number of new advanced actions in the main brands, such as Caterpillar with the new checks in the after-treatment system for engine C71, C93, C18 and C13. Volvo, where we can find a new parameters for the adjustment of the current of the implement control solenoid valves. Komatsu with a new diagnostic system through the display, and Liebherr with a new Master4 body computer system with Ethernet connector. But going back to Walker Newson compact dumper, first we are going to select the model in Jaltest. We have to go through Walker Newson brand. Click on DB series family, and we have the DB19 series model. This dumper has a Deutsch engine, but in this case we are going to connect to the machine vehicle control unit. In Jaltest, we can see two options to connector, OBD or GDC 530. In this case, we will use the OBD connector. So well, now it's time to connect. We are going to click on Connect button. Once into the system, we can see that we have either basic diagnostic coverage like reading and clearing codes, or advanced like parameters or maintenance coverage. If we click on Diagnostics button, we are going to see if we have some active code in memory. Or we can click our measurement to see live data. Finally, one of the most interesting functions in this system will be the maintenance reset of machine. This reset must be performed wherever the user wants to rest the periodic maintenance counters. Beside the maintenance indicator lamp, we will off after this reset. So that's all for today. I hope you enjoyed this new version and thanks for watching.
Great live, Teresa. Thanks a lot. Moreover, in version 22.2, we have many other things to show you. Let's get on with it.
We continue with Jaltest around the world, and now it's time for our multi-brand diagnostics tool for material handling equipment, Jaltest MHE. And now we're going live on air with our colleague Daniel Moreno, Team Manager for Software Development of MHE. Please, Daniel, what do you have to tell us?
Hello everyone. Today I'm really excited to announce you that we have been working really hard the last months to bring you many new things on the coming Jaltest 22.2 software update for material handling equipment. And as you can see, we have prepared an example on a linked pallet jack whose tiller needs to be calibrated. And as you can see, the tiller is not working properly, and we're going to perform a calibration with Jaltest Diagnostics. So once we are in the main menu, we must be sure we have selected material handling equipment module, and we need to look for our brand, in this case Lind, and we need to look for our model. And now we can connect to the system. Firstly, we're going to perform a diagnosis. And as we can see, there are two errors related to the tiller. So now we're going to run the calibration. Tila potentiometer. Once we have the initial conditions, we can keep going. In this case, we have to select potentiometer. And if we read, we need the tila in its vertical position. Now the tila, as we can see, it's in the vertical position, so we don't need to do anything. If we keep going, the second step tells us that we have to keep the tila in its horizontal position until it reaches the mechanical stop. So we're going to do it, and we are going to continue the calibration. Okay, now we need to perform a switch off. Okay, now we wait for 30 seconds. And once we wait for 30 seconds, we can turn on the machine. And the process has finished. So now we can check if the machine is working properly. And as we can see, now we can move the machine and keep working with it. So I hope you have liked the demonstration. Thank you very much. Bye bye, see you soon.
Thank you, Daniel, for your fantastic participation. Now, let's move on to the next video with more features in material handling equipment.
Last but not least, we go live to a fantastic place where we would happily teleport to right now to have a swim, Lake Tahoe, where our colleague Ignacio Martinez, Director of Marine Diagnostic Sales, is located. Please tell us, Ignacio.
Hello guys, this is Ignacio from Cajal, USA. I'm the Marine Director. We're here in this wonderful place. As you can see, we have still snow in the back in the mountains. We're in Lake Tahoe, the largest alpine lake in North America. So I thought it was a wonderful place to do this connection. It's also a very famous place for international viewers because it's where Fredo Corleone was killed. It was from the movie The Good Father #2 in 1974. Right now we're in 2022. So it's like almost 50 years later. And now let's kill it, but let's kill it with the updates. So I'm going to highlight 3 things, okay? As I did the previous time, you can always download the PDF and you can have everything there, okay? So first of all, we have 5 different configurations, okay? We used to have, and we still have the full kit, the boat kit, the outboard kit, the inboard kit, and the jet ski kit. And now, and especially for our North American customers, where we have a huge quantity of territory with no coast. Okay, we don't have coast. It's lakes and rivers, and you don't find diesel engines. So it's very strange. So we have created a new package, which is the gasoline kit. Okay, so you have obviously the full kit, but when you open your software, you're going to find the inboard, outboard, and jet ski. And when you click the inboard modal, now you're going to see only your gasoline brands. Okay, so for example, Crusader, Ilmor, Inmar, Mercruiser, and so on. And the thing here is when you have a brand where you have diesels and gasoline, like for example, Volvo Penta, and also other brands, you're going to find Volvo Penta gasoline. Okay, so right now, for our potential customers that only want gasoline engines, you have the kit for you. Okay. Number two, you know that we have a huge commitment for all systems. Okay, so it's not only the engine, and especially our digital levers. Okay, so for example, I'm gonna use comments, and here you can find, of course, the DTS. We still have it, but right now we have a new digital lever, which is the EST. You can click. And you can click connect. Okay, so right now we can do diagnostics, but it's a manual process. And when we have that, you know that we have our technical releases. So you just need to click here and follow all the instructions and get your focus for this new EST digital lever. Okay, and number three, we're gonna have also a huge improvement in inboard American gasoline engines. Okay. So we have great improvements, and I'm going to highlight Inmar, where right now we have dealer level coverage, especially for the in-control ECMs, where we didn't have bidirectional functionalities. Right now we do dealer level. We can click, and you can do pretty much anything that you can do with the OEM tool. So that's fantastic. You can see you can read your fault codes, system data, live measurements, active components, system checks, your parameters, and your C trials. Data record. So pretty much you can do everything. And I think this is great for our gasoline users. So very short connection, but I know more colleagues will connect. So thank you for being here. We're gonna have the next connection like in 4 months. We're very committed with the update. So thank you for trusting us, and see you next time. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Ignacio. Apart from this new feature in version 22.2 for Jaltest Marine, we have one last video we want to show you.
Now it's time to say goodbye. Thank you very much for joining us, and remember to stay tuned on our next post on social media. We look forward to see you again in June for the presentation of our next version 22.3. Thank you all.